Good morning, students. Welcome to the course again. Myself Arun Kumar Nayak. We were discussing about the circuit diagram of three-phase induction motors. Till now, what we have discussed is the circuit diagram of three-phase induction motors having no stator losses and stator impedances. That is, the circuit diagram for the equivalent circuit, which consists of only rotor resistances, or you can say the impedances, and the rotor losses. That is this one. This is the per phase equivalent circuit diagram for which we have drawn the circuit diagram in our earlier lectures. So you can see here. Please try to recall. This was the circuit diagram, and this is the case. In the diagram it is shown for slip equal to 1, that is the rotor is at standstill condition. What will be the power input to the motor, and what this portion, that is SM, it indicates it is air gap power. Then also it indicates the rotor copper losses, then torque in synchronous watt. So in this case the rotor, it is not delivering any output power, that is no mechanical output is there. All the air gap power, it is wasted in the rotor copper as rotor copper losses. And we also discussed a case for any particular, or it is any general value of slip. So this line in the diagram, it indicates the total power input, that is Pn, and Pg, it indicates the mechanical power output, and this Gn, it indicates the rotor copper losses. You can see here Pn, it indicates the power drawn from the supply. This are already discussed. Now the conclusions that we obtained, let me show you. That Gn, it represents copper losses at operating point P, that is at slip S, any general value as slip S, and Pg represents the cross mechanical power output. Now today we are going to discuss how to draw a circuit diagram for the machine, that is the induction three-phase induction motor, when the rotor losses, or not rotor losses, stator losses and stator impedances are taken into consideration. Or you can say, in any practical situation for any practical motor, how we can draw the circuit diagram and hence estimate its performance by doing so. Okay, so in the figure you can see we have a motor, three-phase induction motor, whose nameplate is there, and there will be some nameplate rating of this motor, that is the voltage rated, then power output ratings, speed at full load, that is the rated speed, it will be indicated on this nameplate of the motor. Now what are the data we require? Practically what we require to draw the circuit diagram, okay, that we are going to discuss, and finally how to draw the circuit diagram of this motor. Okay, so in the laboratory we can make a setup like this. Okay, you have a panel, voltmeter, ammeter, wattmeters, auto transformer for starting the motor. Then from the shaft of the motor, a drum is connected, linked mechanically, it is coupled to the shaft of the motor, this drum, and these two can say meters, it will indicate the tensions in these strings two parts of the strings. So this is a practical scenario from in the laboratory. Also in machine lab we have learned how to perform the no load and block rotor test for three-phase induction motors. So that the same setup we are going to use for the required data, for the required data to draw the circle diagram. Okay, so the given data should be the firstly the nameplate rating of the induction motor that we are going to for which we are going to draw the circle diagram. It will be like voltage rating, frequency, power rating, like this. Okay, so from this we can find out what will be the maximum current the motor can draw when it is operating at full output, or you can say full load. Okay, and what will be the speed, it is also indicated. Okay, so and secondly we will require no load test data, that is the voltage at no load, the current at no load, and also the power at no load. So these are the circuit diagram that I have indicated for this no load test data, that is the wattmeters for W1, W2. We will use 2 wattmeter method for measuring the power at a rated voltage. We will perform this test. The per phase equivalent circuit diagram, it is also shown at this condition. At no load condition, the motor it is running on speed close to synchronous speed. Okay, there is no load at the shaft, so the motor it will run, you can say, freely. So the speed of the motor it will be close to synchronous speed. So at this condition the slip will be ns minus nr upon ns. So nr it is close to ns, so I will take it as ns. So slip is 0. Okay, so our in the circuit diagram, per phase circuit diagram, we have this parameter, that is r2 dash upon s. Okay, this is the variable part, so it is dependent on slip. So as the slip goes to 0, the whole thing, this it will tends to infinite. So if this circuit resistance is infinite, then there will be no current flowing in the circuit, because the current it will flow, as we know, the low resistive path. Okay, so all the currents taken from the supply, that is I1, it will goes to this circuit, that is shunt branch. So in this case I2 dash it will be 0, and I1, that is the power drawn from the supply, will be equal to the I0, that is the no load current. Okay, here you can see. Now in this case, that is when no load the machine the motor it is running at no load, the equivalent circuit diagram it can be shown like this, because this circuit it is, in this circuit there is no current it is flowing, so we can open circuit this one. So the total current it is flowing in the shunt branch only. Okay, so it can be represented like this. Now from this, if the stator it is connected in star connected, so per phase values can be given like this, that is Vph, per phase voltage, it will be V0 upon root 3, Iph will be I0, then per phase power will be equal to P0 by 3 from the earlier data that we will obtain from this test. Okay, so from the no load test we will obtain V0 value, I0 value, and P0 value, and from this we can obtain the per phase values, and from this the per phase parameters we can estimate easily. Now what we are going to use in this to draw the circle diagram is the power factor angle here. So the power factor angle at no load condition, it can be calculated by using this formula, that is P0 equal to root 3 V0 I0 cos phi 0. From here I can easily calculate, because I know P0, V0 and I0, I can easily calculate what will be the value of phi 0 here, that is no load power factor angle. Okay, now from block rotor test, the third uh, data that I will require to draw the diagram is the block rotor test. Okay, so as you know, the block rotor test, in this condition the rotor it is blocked, okay, by applying tension to the drum. Okay, that is, it is mechanically coupled to the shaft. So if it is blocked, then the speed of the rotor it will be 0, and slip in this condition it will be equal to ns minus 0 upon ns, that is 1. Okay, so from the circuit diagram again, this parameter, that is the rotor resistance referred to stator side R2 dash, upon slip it will be given by R2 dash only, because slip is 1 air. Now the circuit diagram it will become like this, because in this condition all the currents it will supposed to flow through the rotor circuit. Okay, the no load current it can be neglected as compared to this I2 dash. So in this condition, the power drawn from the supply it can be assumed to be equal to I2 dash only. Okay, though it is not equal, but for our calculation or easy estimation we can do this. Okay, this assumption, it is a very good assumption, you can say. Okay, so the circuit diagram it can be perfect circuit diagram, it can be represented like this. So this is another issue. We can use these circuit diagrams to estimate the circuit parameters, that is block rotor parameters. Okay, now we'll require the data that we'll require in this condition is the voltage, this current, what is the current it is drawing, the motor it is drawing at this block rotor condition, and the power. Okay, that is PBR, IBR and BVR. Now after obtaining these datas, that is the voltage, current and powers in no load condition and block rotor condition, so there are a few steps that must be followed to draw the circuit diagram of the motor. Okay, so at the very first what we'll do is we'll take a white sheet paper, okay, A4 size paper, you can say. In graph paper also you can draw circuit diagram, so no issue. The current scale we have to choose at first. So this current scale, it how to choose this current scale? So this scale, the scaling should be proper. Okay, so the by approximating, not approximating, by estimating the size of the paper and the full load current. Okay, so that is for what how much value of full load current, how much length of paper you are going to require, that is you have to decide first. Okay, so from that you can easily decide what should be your current scale to draw this diagram. So I have assumed here 1 ampere per centimeter, that is 1 centimeter on the paper it will indicate 1 ampere of current. Okay, now I will show you the diagram also, so circle diagram. So what is OP not here? It is no load current. Okay, here you can see it is OP naught, here this point OP naught, it is no load current. Okay, so how to draw this one? According to current scale, suppose our current it is 1.44 ampere. So according to the current scale that I have mentioned here, suppose it is no load current I got is 1.44 ampere from no load test. So our, as I have indicated, the current scale is 1 ampere per centimeter. So our no load current that will be 1.44 centimeter on the paper. Okay, so take the measurement, and also we have calculated the power factor angle that I have shown the formula to calculate no load power factor angle. This is from here. So after calculating the power factor angle and the scale that we have decided, we can draw the diagram. You have to draw a vertical line first, that is the voltage line. From here you have to measure the angle. Okay, so this much angle, it corresponds to the no load power factor angle, and this is the length 1.44 centimeter. So after this you will get this point, P0 point. Okay, so after deciding the current scale, you can also decide the power scale also. So power scale, the formula will be √3 multiplied by current scale and then multiplied by the voltage rating of the rated voltage of the motor. Okay, so what we'll do then, what is this OPSC? Okay, OPSC, it is the total current drawn by the motor when it is in block rotor condition. Okay, that is 7.4 centimeter here in this case. So also you can draw, you can calculate the power factor angle at this block rotor condition, and likely you can draw this is the PSC point, or you can say PBR point. Okay, so from this voltage axis you have to measure this angle, that is block rotor condition power factor angle, that is 5BR. Okay, so in this case that I have calculated is 58 degree, and measure this length, that is 7.4 centimeter you will get. So you will get this point and this point. Okay, till now you got this point, P0 point and PSC point till now. Now this is the length, that is OPSC. It is the current when it is in block rotor condition. This is total current. Okay, now if you join from P0 to PSC, so this will be the current I2 dash that we will generally represent in the per phase equivalent circuit diagram. Okay, so this will indicate P0 PSC, it will indicate the I2 dash. Okay, so you have to join these points. So after joining these points, what you have to do, you have to draw perpendicular bisector of this line P0 PSC. Okay, now if you draw the perpendicular, you know how to draw perpendicular bisector of a line. I am not going to discuss this one. Okay, so after drawing the perpendicular bisector of this line, that is P0 PSC, this line bisector, it will cut this the horizontal axis, that is V upon Jx axis at some point. Okay, so this will be the center of your circle. Okay, now from assuming this point, I have indicated this point as M, capital M. So assuming this the center, okay, you can draw a circle by putting pencil here. Okay, so you can draw easily. Okay, these are the very simple processes that you can obtain the circle diagram. Okay, now after getting the circle diagram, okay, so the various points can be obtained from this. Okay, this point indicates the operating point when the motor it is operating at block rotor condition. Okay, now this point P infinity, it will indicate when the slip is infinite. Okay, now after calculating the power scale, we can also estimate the torque scale like this, that is TS is, as torque is power upon speed. Okay, so PS, power scale, multiplied by 60 upon 2 pi ns. So by using this formula we can use the torque scale. Now from the diagram, okay, the power input, if I want to estimate for the motor, that is what will be the power input at any value of slip. Okay, let's say on this circle you will choose any point. Okay, suppose I have chosen this point, P point. Here the sleep is S. Okay, so you have to draw a perpendicular from this point to these lines. Now this is point P. Okay, this point is B, which is cutting this current, that is P0 PSC, the current at block rotor condition. Then this D point, this is the D point, and this is E point. Okay, you can see from the whole operating point, for the whole operating points, that is from here to here, or you can say from this P0 to this Q point. Okay, this length, that is this DE length. Okay, here it is this GH length, it is constant. Okay, so this part of the circuit diagram, it will indicate the no load losses. Okay, and the no load losses, it consists of the iron losses and the rotational losses, okay, of the motor. Now this part that we have discussed in the last class, this BC part and CD part. Okay, this BC, it will indicate the rotor copper losses, and this CD part, it will indicate the stator copper losses at this condition, or you can say at this slip S. PB, it will indicate the output mechanical power, and this PE, total power, that is input to the motor. You can see here PE, input power at any slip S. PB, look at the diagram, it is mechanical power output. BD, stator and rotor copper losses. DE, no load losses, you can calculate easily, that is PE minus PD. So these lengths, they will represent power, and if you multiply these lengths by the current scale, you will get the current at that point, power scale, you will find the power at any value of slip. Okay, then similarly you can obtain the torque after obtaining the power. You can obtain torque at any point, at any operating point. Also the efficiency of the motor. So at this operating point, what will be the efficiency? The output power upon input power. So the output power is PB upon the input power PE, that is multiplied by 100. That will give you the efficiency of the motor in percentage. Okay, at slip, any value of slip. Okay, so slip you can calculate from here, the synchronous speed minus the rotor speed upon synchronous speed. Now there you can estimate a lot of things by using this circle diagram. Okay, you can estimate the sleep also, you can estimate the maximum power, pull out power at any particular sleep. So this is a very useful tool for estimating the performance of a three-phase induction motor at any operating sleep, or you can say at any speed. Now this is the final diagram that we have obtained. Okay, now the process will be you have to choose the current scale first, then you can estimate the power scale, then torque scale, then from the no load and block rotor test data you can draw the diagram like this. So here there are two lines, it is shown. One is power line and this is the torque line. So this line, the line, it corresponds to the slip 1, that is block rotor condition. It indicates the power line, because above this line, the part of the circle, it indicates the output power, and below this, these are the losses. Similarly, at this condition, okay, why it is called torque line? Because at this point, this will be the maximum torque output at this point, after which the motor may not deliver the torque. Okay, so I think you can draw a circle diagram for given datas. Now and in next class maybe we'll take a problem and I will show you how you can draw and estimate the performance of the three-phase induction motors by using this tool, that is the circuit diagram. Okay. Thank you very much.